Hmm. All right. I'm pretty functioning right now. This is one of the most busted champions of all time. Lethality Xayah. I think it's better with Airy, but you could play it with Hail of Blades too. It's not bad. It's like different. I think you could literally play Lethality Xayah Challenger though, legitimately as like a pick in bot lane. It has different strengths though. Like I think that like the best way to play it is like to go into it. I could just play man. I go lethality still in this game though. This shit is a good pick. Another Nami. Bro, why do I get so many Namis? I swear, Ede has like the most battle Namis ever, bro. Shut this. Letality's eye is so strong. This is like impression. Now they need jungle help. Puggers. Once they need to get jungle, you already did like a big part of the action. Wait. Why did he do that? Oh. He like played that like the worst way a human could possibly play that. Oh my god, my team's so bad, dude. Wow, I don't think a human could have played it any worse. don't think I don't think I could have played that any better than I did. I clicked E! Why did my E go off? I clicked E! That should have been a kill! Oh, I clicked my E key didn't go off. What the fuck? Yeah, nah, this shit's fucking just over. My fucking mid jungle are so bad. I literally played lane so well too. Oh. Like... I don't think an Echo could have played that any worse. This guy was like literally just AFK in the whole fight. Jesus. Yeah, guys, it's over. No, it's not over, but I'm behind. They're mid. Wait, did he lose control of the game or no? I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. My mid just ran it down. Instead of just walking in and just killing the targeted kill. So now he gets to come back with a better item and shit. And even with this tempo that this jungler has, he doesn't know anything to do with it. This guy is never using his tempo at all. Yo, my team is bad. You have a worse jungle support. All you could do, Chad, is just try not to fall behind at all. As least as humanly possible. Bro, what is my guy doing, bro? Oh, man. Maybe I could have killed him when he eat him. Oh, dude, this team, bro. Come on, action! Oh, I could have killed it if I had E. This guy is really shit at mid. Holy. I mean, he doesn't mid, so it's whatever. But geez, autofill should be illegal. Can you leave? There's like a zig coming down. You. Oh, supports, man. Just run back. Okay. It's alright. I mean, we're weak siding as best as a human could possibly weak side, I'll be honest. In theory, if you're winning bottom and they gank lane, it shouldn't be bad for them. We got our jungler is so far ahead in tempo because we drew pressure and we didn't die. Like, you see how I walk up on the wave like that and then I bait back? That draws pressure. Players who do that really well, Guma, but especially Faker does that really well. Faker's the best at that shit. Where you overcommit and you force the response to the entire map and you draw pressure off the map. Or Apto. Apto's also really good at that, but I was doing that pretty well there. And what that caused is it caused my jungler to get tempo. Now, he's too shit to do anything with it. Because NA. Can you heal me? Alright. Like the team feels so bad. Xayah is so safe. Action's dead again. Oh, never mind. Finally, my team's doing something. Nice, that's huge. This Echo's a joke. What are you doing? What are you do? Bro, if you give any like human the amount of tempo this Echo has, bro, let me jungle, please. I'm about to swap off this chat. I'm about to swap off this. Finally, bro, this guy has had literally like the freest like lane. The amount of pressure that me and Action drew it is insane. And we're winning. He has like okay, everyone. This is probably, I think legitimately, chat, this is probably the best laning I've done all year. Like, I've never been this aware, maybe because I'm not like no one's talking, but I feel like in chat, I feel like I'm more aware than like normal. Normally, I feel like I'm just getting affected by everything. Maybe because I started playing jungle, it like changed. I started playing Kayn. That shit, I honestly think that if you get to Masters, I think everyone should like learn other roles. I feel like that shit took me to like a whole different level. Cause I never really understood like the jungle's perspective until like until recently, you know? For me like playing other roles and shit. Like I started playing Kayn. You get what I'm saying, basically. But that shit showed me a new perspective. I should have backed away for Hubris. That's bad for me. That shit opened my like third eye. Okay, Echo, that's a kill. Nice. Yeah, Echo's really strong now. So like when you drop pressure, once the enemy jungler gets behind in tempo and your jungler gets ahead of camps, in like high elo, it's like you get this thing called tempo. So when you see people like Natty Nat or like really good junglers, they create a lot of tempo. So like really good junglers that I've ever seen, like the best super junglers, like I watched Tarzan or like Natty Nat. I watched junglers a lot. I watched, like, they're really good. When Donktas had his Korean climb, he was really good at this too. In his Korea first climb, I think he's not as good as the other players though that I'm naming. But he's still a good player though. Like he's still peak challenger multiple times. But they all do a thing where they have tempo, and when they really win their games or 1v9 a game, they create tempo and they use the tempo really well. That's what TF Blade's also really good at too. The ability to create tempo over your opponent and the ability to use tempo over your opponent. You know what I'm saying, basically. But that ability to create and like use and create tempo is very crucial to climbing, especially in the new meta with like objectives like snowballing and shit. I'll go fuck on no fizz with Lich Bane. I didn't even play it well. I love they pick and hype me up. I played like an animal. I like got hit with the E and the thing. I mean, I appreciate it. I played it like, I didn't play it as clean as I could have though. Fuck. Okay, so right now, I think Aphelios Xayah is busted, chat. This is my tech. I love this shit. This is my favorite build to go on Xayah, bro. I think I've been going it like every game, and I've been just winning so much off of it. It's so strong. She's literally like a red side Varus who isn't like, that isn't nerfed, you know? Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, ripping pieces. My ult CD. Stopping his B2-ish. That's why you know it's tilted. When you start doing backs like that. Shark. Shark. Yeah, no, he's just in a bad assignment. He should just let the turret die. I mean, there's not much he could really do. The game's already fucking... Game's fucking over. You get this right off. I'm gonna go, man. Nice. Oh. Get it back and get items. Okay. I need to get my item. I don't think they need me. Yeah, no, this game's over, bro. It was fun though. Very fun. I played extremely well. I think I think this is the best weak side game I think I've ever had. Like the way that I played around the J4 pressure, and the J4 didn't even play it bad, to be honest. Like he knew the win con was bot lane, trying to get bot lane ahead. I just played it really well, but he didn't play like bad, in my opinion at least. He did sacrifice a lot of tempo to get bot ahead, but J4's tempo doesn't like. So when you have a jungler, you could use a tempo to get yourself ahead, the lanes ahead, or like the enemies ahead. You're like Xayah's is all spacing. If you're good at spacing, you can literally 1v5. Her, Vayne, like Samira, they're all spacing champs. Especially Xayah. Like out of all, like consider Xayah has such a short range. So her spacing it like matters the most on like a micro level. Yeah, no, this game's over. Just go next. That's probably my best weak side game of this entire year. I think I weak sided literally perfect. Echo Otter. I need to stop pigging. I need to shut the fuck up when I get in this game sometime. I be getting mad and angry too much. I need to shut the fuck up and just play. Back at Masters for the 90th time, Pog. I think I'm playing at a way higher level. I think I'm playing at least Masters to GM level right now. Where are my rank games? Echo Demos, right? Or Action. He was very active with his tempo. Tempo is like the way you win. Buster. 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 Wait, is 2XKO actually out? I didn't know that shit was out. When it come? What kind of week ago? Is it good? I don't even know. 8 out of 10. Where are the characters they have? They have Echo, Ari, Yasuo, Alawi, Braum. I think I'll play Yasuo in that bitch. Probably so technical and shit. Or Ari probably like easy but has some advanced shit to do. Okay. So, usually at 80 carry, if you're doing your job well, you should always be doing top 2 damage. What makes ADC good is that you have no downtime. But the thing about it, if you have no downtime, if you make one mistake, you lose all your agency. So it's like the most insane mechanical type rope ever. It really is amazing to watch. This was a norms though. We were like trying to win this. But in my last 4 rank, I've been winning a lot. But doing most damage should be always every game. Every game. So if you have good mechanics, you could always like survive long enough. But it's so mechanical, like compared to like other roles, like I would say support is probably least mechanical. But it's like about like being in the right spots, right? Like having the tempo to roam. Tempo is just too important in solo queue. And I've noticed that like players that create tempo just win so much. Like if you watch Natty Nat, although Natty Nat's not really like a tempo creator, he's more like in the right spots when I watch Natty Nat. The best tempo jungler that I've seen is probably like Tarzan, or or a player like Dardoch. Aggressive players tend to be tempo driven. But Gurren is not. Gurren's interesting. The EUS junglers like a Gurren and Natty, I've noticed when I watch them play, they're like more like in the right spots. Like EUS junglers, they're always in the right spots. I've noticed like good EUS junglers, while like NA junglers are more like raw, like aggression, like tempo brute force, tempo brute force, tempo brute force, and they have the mechanics to get away with it. Canyon's like that. Canyon's probably the best jungler in the world with tempo. Like he gets tempo, and he takes very risky because he has good mechanics. So what he does is he plays aggressive and he plays very risky pathings, where he can create advantages to create as much tempo as humanly possible. So like game 5 he'll invade, right? And invading is risky, but even if he doesn't get the camp, he'll like make the enemy jungler so behind on his invade if he has like the right lanes, he'll like create tempo. I feel like I play jungler like similar to how he plays. You know what I'm talking about, basically, type of shit. Very similar to that. I don't even know. It's also like, I don't even know, man. I'm trying to think of anyone else. But I just getting that tempo is so crazy. Chovy's more like... Chovy gets tempo, but what Chovy does is like he gets tempo and then uses it to get himself even more ahead. So like when you have tempo, you could basically go anywhere on the map if you have tempo. And that's why basically being mechanically better than your opponent in League is very, 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 very huge. Because then you could create so many leads off tempo. If you're mechanically neutral, I mean, if you play like support, just if you're mechanically neutral, if you're just in the right spots, you could win a lot of games as support. Like just picking like you could pick like Yui or like Janna. Like you could play champs. Janna's probably more mechanical Janna, but you could play stuff like Sona and Yumi. And even if you have no mechanics, if you just understand tempo and rotations, you could literally get to like, and you know how to lane, you could literally get to like masters or GM level so quickly off of support. And if you're mechanically good, that's how you become a carrier. Like just knowing where to be on the map and knowing where to create impact is so important. But I think mechanics are the most important thing. Like if you're very mechanically good, 80k rewards mechanical ability less than being in the right spot. Because you could be in the right spot of 80 carry, but if you don't have the mechanics to execute it, you're just gonna get one shot. So it doesn't even matter if you're in the right spot. Well, like if you're support, you could be in the right spot. With top lane, it depends on the top. Like if you pick a tank and you could play lane decent, and then you're always in the right spots to help your team, or you're creating tempo and you're making plays, you could help your team out so much. Or like jungle. Like if you get tempo on the enemy jungler, in my opinion, when I play jungle, if I play carry junglers, I like to like get the tempo and then use it to either further my agenda or gank any lane that's extended over over. So it basically means that the enemy jungler can't, the teams can't play. Like if they fight, they get ganked, and then if they play safe, they get invaded. So it's like you always use a tempo to like create tempo, and then after you get that tempo, then you use the tempo to create more tempo. I love tempo. But it's so interesting though. I feel like now that I play these games, I feel like the League of Legends is kind of clicking in my fucking brain. Like knowing where to be on the map, knowing where the jungler to support all of them are gonna be, is starting to like come together. Like, oh, my jungler's top side, or my mid top, and I feel like when I understood that in that game, I created I played around jungle pressure perfect, where I like was able to still build my lead like normal, but I didn't over push. That's one thing I used to do. I used to over push, but I realized like it's not even about like the turret really. It's about the wave. You getting to the turret is a reward of you playing the wave well. Because if you just shove a wave in, if the enemy's decent, they can just ping pong. But if you build up a wave and the enemy's behind, you could build such a massive lead off of that shit. And then if you use tempo, you just go crazy and you just win so many fucking games. Like genuinely. And then mechanical consistency is so important. But I think that those things are like very, very, very important when you're playing like League for sure. Cause like, normally when I play like League, I always like I'll still avoid the gank, but sometimes I'll be able to create a lead. But I felt like I controlled the wave in a way that where he can gank, I can bait pressure and still win. And I think that was really, really good. Like look how active bot lane was, you know. The top lane, my jungler was top lane perma the whole game. We waste jungler's bot time, it creates tempo for jungle. And then if you're able to go even, and then the jungler ganks, you create tempo for your jungle, and then you and bot lane are even. So now the enemy jungler is getting fucked. Because he's wasting time here, which is putting him behind. So like, if you fucking win bot lane, and then he comes, you're winning the map. And you take the jungler off of the entire map, so you cause the jungler to fall behind, and then if you don't die to this gank, you get even more tempo. It's crazy shit, man. I'm more mentally broken. What's up, Daspin? Bitchen, why are you mentally broken? What happened? Bro, that was like the fucking best fucking game I've played. Yo, what's up, Tam Dam? Bro, fed? Hell yeah. Tandon, how you been? I have to open up my YouTube. I didn't have YouTube chat open. How could this happen? What happened? No, I don't look at it. I'll look at it. Let me see. So what happened? Look at it. You had 4-2-0-0-0-1. Okay. I think your second game was unwinnable. I'm gonna be honest with you. Seemed like your team just gave up. Your first game, it seemed like you didn't have a lot of impact in the game, so you lost. You didn't really beat Kale in lane. You have to win your lane against your opponent. You didn't beat Diana in lane. I think people think that like the thing with Kale actually has like low key kind of a decent early. Her PTA and her stack, her fervor stacks, and longer extended trade, she's actually kind of shits on people. Like if you watch Nemesis, I don't know if you watch Nemesis Dashman. If you watch him, because your CS, like the way you play, like CS wise, you play CS wise like really well in that game. So you got all the CS, but you didn't have any PvP impact. So what happened is like you weren't able to get. In the second game you were. In the first game you could have played better. The second game you that was unwinnable. Like normally I don't do this, but I'll look at this game real quick and tell you real quick. I normally don't do this shit. Some secret shit. I'm actually have to charge this shit. This dog look, he kind of busted. So like here, right? Like look at your damage. When you play carries, you always want to do the most damage in the game. So what happened was that you probably died in like 2 key moments, and then you have to do damage still. Like what people like with Kale, like when you play champs like Aphelios and Kale, even though they're like scaling champs, what happens to people when they get to like Diamond I have this issue too a little bit too, actually. I have this issue a little bit too. When you get to diamond, you stop like using leads and generating like you play well and then you have a good K, you think you're playing well. But look at your damage. You did as much damage as Thresh. So you didn't do any damage. You weren't in the game basically. You're invisible in this game. Like 23 minutes? If you play a 23-minute game and you're playing Kale like this, if you didn't die the 2 times, you would have hit 16. And if you played the fights better, you should be doing way more damage. Like if you put Nemesis in the game, he's gonna be doing a lot of damage. Like look, you see what I mean? Your damage is low. If you want to climb as a carry, you always need to be doing the most damage in the game. Like always consistently or like top 2. Like especially with that. You don't have to fight with them though. If they force, it depends on where they're forcing. I mean, I don't want to give away all my secrets and shit, but if they're forcing, you could either if there's a kill, you could droid, or you could just trade something. Like, you should still be doing more damage even if your team's forcing here. Even if you win or lose, you should still be doing more. Like, think of it like this. They inted, right? But they had more impact than you, even though you were 4-2-2. You understand? Because, like, you're playing mid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not doing enough. You're not playing the early game. You're not influencing the early game enough. You're too AFK in the early game, so your team loses. You're basically like either going even against your lane opponent, and then after that they fight, and then you don't know what to do. Like, I think you think that Kale's primarily late game, which she is. Watch Nemesis play or some shit. He plays Kale really well. But I think you should be doing more damage if you're playing. Your name is Selfish Kill, so you're not having enough impact. Like if you look at the games that you win, right? Even this one, you're not having a lot of impact. Yeah, your damage is way too low. You're doing 10K every game. Look at the games you win. You're doing more damage. The problem is you're not actually fighting. You're just farming and you're not fighting. If you farm and then fight with when you clear your wave, or if you farm and then you trade and then you get fed, you don't have to go to all your teammates' fights. But if you learn when to like get yourself and push your lane or get your lane or rotate it, you could go crazy. I mean, you don't have to win, right? Like, if you're playing, let's say you're playing a matchup which is, like, bad for Kale, right? When you play a champion like Kale or Kassadin, you going even with them is winning. You get what I'm saying, basically? You going even in a match, let's say you're playing, like Kassadin into, like, Kale into, like, who's a really strong early game mid, like LeBlanc. Okay, Kale into LeBlanc, for example, right? If you go even with LeBlanc, you're already winning. Because at 28 minutes, you automatically win the game. At 3 items, you auto-win. At 3 items. You automatically win the entire game at 3. Or around 28 minutes. So, like, what happens when you play champs like this, you don't have any impact. So what happens is, like, they'll lane with you, right? This game's unwinnable. This game is not on you. This is the only game that I would say is not on you. You'll never scale as Kale in a game like this. There's nothing you can do. But this game... Like, you see what I mean? Like, your Jinx was like, you could have had more DPS, more impact. You should never be doing the same damage as Thresh. It's like, you don't know when to move and help your teams. You don't know when to, like, push. I'd recommend watching, like, Chovy and Nemesis. If you watch Chovy and Nemesis, watch when they play Kale. Or watch Nemesis Kale in Korea. Watch when he roams on the wave and when he stays on the wave. And then compare it to you, and you'll I promise you, if you do that, you'll probably climb at least, like, you'll go to D2 to Masters. I promise. E West. But you have to, like, tweak that shit. You get what I'm saying, basically. But yeah, I have to go and meet with somebody for the work. It's like the last game. The last game you could have done more. You died twice, which you shouldn't have died. You had 10 hits per minute and you did no damage. So you didn't really fight at all. The problem is you don't know how to, you don't know when to fight with Kale and how to fight with Kale. Like, you don't know Kale's damage numbers and when she's strong. Like, no matter when you play a carry, you should never be doing this little damage. I'm being honest. It happened. Yeah, but you don't have to, like, you should never, a mid laner should never be doing the same damage as Thresh. Even if your teammates inted or played bad, you should be doing at least, like, 23k damage in this game to, like, 20k to, like, 30k damage in a game like this, even if you lose. This just shows me you didn't fight. So it's like, when you're in the game, you're just AFK in these games. And that's why you're in D4. If you participate more, I had the same issue too. You have to help and try to do as much impact. You can't control if your team carries or wins, but you can control how much damage you do in a game and when you rotate and when you push. So like what happens is you'll have a wave, you'll farm, your teammates will randomly fight, and then you'll like go over mid, and then you get what I mean basically. I was fighting when it was good to fight. I took a brain dead fight and died. Yeah, but the thing is, like, you can't control, like, the thing about League of Legends is, like, you can't control what your teammates do. You can control you. So, like, let's just say, for example, you played this game and your score was, like, 8-2-2 and your teammates drew, but you had an ace and you're doing most damage. I know you will climb. But if I see you doing, like, this damage every game, you won't climb. You get what I'm saying? But I gotta go and meet my editor right now. But yeah, you're just not impacting the game enough. And like you should, when you're playing carry, you should never be doing this little damage. And like I know you're doing Selfish Kale, you gotta play like to do damage. Like the job of Kale is to play lane, farm perfectly, and then never make any mistakes perfectly, and then get to like 14 minutes, get level 11, start getting strong at your level 11 spike, and then at level 16, then you win. But you have to know when to use your level 11 spike, because Kale gets range as she levels. So when she gets range, Kale can start participating in fights. But you're not participating in the fights. So it's like you're farming perfectly, and then you're not participating in the way Kale's supposed to, and then you're losing your games, and your KDA looks good, but you're really AFK too. You get what I'm saying, basically. But that's pretty much like, you get my point, basically. If you fix that shit, and normally I don't even like give advice like this, but if you fix that shit, you're gonna be going crazy, you know. But you need to do more. You just have to do more damage. That's what matters a lot. Like DP damage matters so much. Like for example, like let's say like this is the Aphelios game, right? This game my team entered, right? But look how little damage I did. I didn't play, even though we lost. I should have done way more damage in this game. And that means I misplayed or didn't fight as much as I could have. This game I played well. You see, like this game was like my team inted, my jump. This was unwinnable, but you see how much damage I did? I played this game very well. Damage is like if you're playing mid or 80 carry or like any carry champion, damage is like the #1 metric to measure. You should be always doing top 2 or top 2 damage in the entire game if you're playing a carry. Every game you play carry. That's how League is designed now. You see, like look at this game. I'm playing Xayah. When Kale hits level 16, or when Kale hits level 16, or when Kale hits level like when Kale hits 16 or 11, you get raided. You can start roaming and fighting some fights. If you farm perfectly, get your wave first, obviously, and then unless it's a really big objective, always farm your wave. And after you farm your wave, use your tempo and help your team. And then play the fight well. Even if you lose the fight, your teammates play like shit, you still do damage. You play that 10 out of 10 games, you'll win 7 out of 10 games or 8, I promise. And you'll get D2 Masters. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go though. Alright, see you Dash, Ben Chen, see you chat. I'm gonna go and do some shit.